Hey everybody, this is Dallas Stone here doing a tutorial video finally. It's been a while. I promised you guys I'd do a tutorial video, and today I'm going to be focusing on my pre-production workflow. So this is like that how to start your modeling process, I guess. It's the pre-production. It's before you actually start getting your hands dirty. So this is what I do. Obviously, there's tons of different ways out there. You can search on the forums, on Polycount, or video game art forums, and you're going to see tons of people with different type of workflows. But this is generally what people are doing. This is generally what artists are doing. Okay, so I figured I'd share this with you guys for any of the new. This is more of like a beginner, new person getting into 3D. Like, how do I get started? How do I gather ideas, right? So let's get started. So my pre-production workflow kind of goes like this. So first thing that I do, first thing you're going to need is you need to select your 3D software package. Okay, so I'm going to name a few. For me, I predominantly use Maya. Maya's the 3D software that I was taught in back in school. So it's become like my main go-to. It's the one that I'm the most efficient and the fastest in. I know a lot about Maya, right? 3D Studio Max I have a little bit of experience in, but hey, you know what? It's Autodesk. It's gonna work just fine. Modo is kind of like this new kid on the block. Not really new kid really anymore. It's been around for a few years now, and it's really starting to catch on. A lot of really high-end 3D artists are starting to hop over to Modo because a lot of them are saying that it's a lot more intuitive. It's quicker when you finally get used to the tools. I haven't had a chance to try it yet. I probably will in the future because a lot of people are saying that it's fantastic. So I thought I'd give it a shout out here. And then there's Blender, which is free, right? And if you go to blender.org, you're just gonna see tons of people are able to do amazing things in Blender, even though it's a free software. So let's see here. So let me just quickly go through that again. So Autodesk, 3D Studio Max, right? Maya, okay. You got Modo, is the owners, the company is the Foundry. So this is Modo. You can, and all of these you have, free trials that you can try. And then there's ZBrush. I totally forgot about ZBrush. There's ZBrush that you can start your 3D modeling as well. It's more of a sculpting tool, but you know what? Nowadays ZBrush is so powerful that you can do modeling in ZBrush as well. Just a heads up for anyone who's new in 3D though, the way that things are done in ZBrush is very different. Okay, very different compared to Maya and 3D Studio Max and Modo and stuff like that. The workflow is a lot different. So if you're having issues, like you're learning ZBrush first and then you want to hop into Maya, expect that there's going to be a huge learning curve. Okay, and then there's Blender. All right, so those are the software. I completely forgot ZBrush. I don't know how I did that, but there you go. So now you've selected your 3D software that you want to learn in. All right, the next step is to flesh out your idea. A lot of people are always like, man, how do you come up with these ideas? And these ideas don't just, I mean, sometimes they come from out of nowhere, right? Sometimes you're like, you know what, I want to make a pirate steampunk ship, or you want to go and you want to create a pirate weapon that's back in the medieval ages, right? But have some sort of sci-fi twist to it. These ideas, it comes from your head, but you got to gather kind of reference images of your idea. Okay, so you have to flesh out your idea. So how do you do that? How do you get ideas? How do you flesh out your idea? So either one, you come up with a concept like what I just did, right? Like a pirate vehicle, okay, or you go and you find concept art that someone's already done. Okay, so the easy way. So there's two paths, right? You come up with an idea, then you start fleshing out the idea, and then there's the other option where you scour the internet for concept art, and you're like, you know what, this is so badass, I need to make this in 3D. Okay, so even if you do that part, you're gonna need to do the next step. But how do you flesh your idea? How do you get ideas? Pinterest, really good. I should probably just I'm sure everyone knows what Pinterest is, and if you don't know what Pinterest is, get on Pinterest, okay? Uh, really great ideas. You can gather tons of images there. Google. I mean, come on. Google. Everyone knows Google. Use it, right? Um, there's art books, okay? Tons of art books out there. I mean, I collect a bunch of art of books. I've had to stop collecting art of books because I have too many. But those are tons. There's so much inspiration, so many different ideas in there. Um, Video games. When you're playing video games, you pass something, you're like, holy cow, this is so cool. You want to do it? Just do it. Okay. Um, Concept art sites like CG Society, ArtStation, all of these great websites. Check them out. See something cool, do it. Now, I have a disclaimer here. If you're realizing someone's concept art into 3D, so if you find a concept art online and you want to create it in 3D, I always ask for permission first. Okay, I always ask for permission, and then I also make sure that they get credit for it. So, some of you guys might have seen my Sam Brown sci-fi environment that I made like years ago on my YouTube channel, and I emailed him. I said, hey, Sam Brown, this is such an awesome concept that you drew. Can I create this in 3D? And he emailed me back. And most artists are really nice, right? Unless they're signed on with an NDA or someone has already created it in 3D, like it's in a video game or something. They'll answer back to you. They'll be like, hey, I mean, if anything, they're flattered. They're like, holy cow, you want to create this 3D? Go ahead, do it. Let me know how it's going. Let me know if you need any help. They are very, very helpful. Okay, so make sure they get the credit. Okay, make sure they get the credit. Okay, so now that you have your idea, what do you do next? The next step is to create a reference sheet or a style guide. Okay, and for me, I found someone who created a style guide and a reference sheet way better than I did. Okay, way better than I did. So, but first off, how do you create one? How do you create one? So you need a 2D image editing software. So Photoshop. Photoshop is very affordable now with the Photoshop Cloud, I think it's called, for like $10 a month. You got GIMP, which is free. Okay, Paint, free. Okay, so you need some sort of image manipulation software. Okay. And a lot of people ask, some people ask, what is the purpose of the reference sheet or a style guide? So the answer to that is it helps define your end goal, the feel, the make, the style you're aiming for, all handy in one image, right? So, so I'll give you guys an example. I found this on Polycount, and this guy's an amazing artist. He's an artist for the Evolve game. So this is the kind of the style sheet and the reference sheet that they made, that they used, to help him solidify, this is what the style is, right? Everything's kind of man-made, right? These are man-made objects. We're gonna make it pretty sci-fi, right? But still have that industrial feel to it, with all the quirky buttons, and things are, very, can be pretty busy, but then simplified, right? Like, pretty cool reference sheet here, right, for like a spaceship or space shuttles or rockets, right? So and then here he's got like trains, and so this is the style that they're going for. This is what their end goal is for their finished product, right? Is as long as we can look at what we're building and it resembles these, the style that we're aiming for, then we hit it, right? We hit the mark. So really, really good style sheet, reference sheet here. And I mean, even if you have a concept, like a concept art, it's really good to kind of break things down and be like, okay, so for my cathedral, for example, it's like, okay, so this is my front cathedral, but what kind of stone is it using, right? Like in the concept art, it's like old medieval stone. But okay, how does that actually look like in real life, right? How does the supports in a cathedral look like? You can see it in the concept art, and it's very, fuzzy. It's not very defined. You can tell that it's a support beam, but how does it actually look like? What is it made of, right? So this kind of helps define that. All right, so the next one. Okay, so if you're building a prop, okay, if you're just building like a weapon or a vehicle or something like that, then you can move on to step 5, okay? But if you're building an environment, you have to ask yourself, what in this environment is modular and what is unique? Okay, that's very important. What is modular and what is unique? So what is modular and what is unique? Okay, so modular is like repeating props. Okay, so like pillars, support beams, a window, a wall, right? These are kind of repeating elements inside your environment. Those can be made modular. Modular meaning like you can snap it and you can change it really, really quickly. Okay, I will show you again from the artist how he built things modularly. So so modular. Modular in video game terms now. Like everyone likes to do modular because it's just more efficient. You build a prop, but now it can be used and changed on the not on the fly, but you can change it a lot quicker without destroying it and then applying it somewhere else inside the environment, right? So, and then unique is obviously something unique, something that's like, you don't have too many of them. You probably only have one, right? So, you want to pick and choose. You want to have more modular pieces than you do unique. So I'm gonna quickly show you guys this artist here and some of his modular. I want to give him credit, so I want to find out what his name is here. It's just Jaffo. That's his username on Polycount. But I mean, I'm scrolling through all this really cool stuff that he's made for Evolve, which is a video game here. I mean, like you can see, like look at it, modular, 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 right? Everything is. But it looks fantastic. It looks great. It makes sense, right? You look at it and it's all modular, right? It's modular pieces, being repeated, but it looks beautiful, right? So okay, so let me get back to my point here. Sorry guys, I don't want this video to be too long. And he's nice enough to like kind of do his own breakdown of everything. But look at this. This is kind of like his layout of all the modular stuff that he's made. He even has like a cutout card where he can slap this on anywhere. He can slap on this caution sign like on here and it'll look good, right? Look at all these pipes. He has it's like Lego pieces, right? When I was reading through his workflow, it's like building a bunch of Lego pieces. And then now that he has all these Lego pieces, he can create his own environment, right? So you can see like he's got these like little kind of doodads, like wall doodads, right? Floor doodads. He can even use those for floors. He's got all these different doors that he can use, right? And he's built 4, and now he can just like snap them into the walls, and he's got doors. Here's some more close-up images of the little pipe systems that he's got, right? And like I said, because they all end very similar to each other, they can just snap in. So this can snap right on here, this can snap right on here, and so on and so forth, right? You can just snap them, and those are his modular pieces. This is his door that he built, right? Some really cool stuff that he's kind of showing off here, which is fantastic. Really nice of him to kind of break everything down and share this, right? So again, what is modular and what is unique, right? It's really important. And I'll show you a breakdown of the cathedral that I'm working on. Again, I'm just showing you guys modular pieces right now and his breakdown of it. And one of the best examples of modular pieces is this staircase thingy, right? Like, now that he's got these stairs modular, he can always put the stairs here and then start building like this pathway, really easily, but just snap, and now he's got like this huge walkway with like a corner piece, right? And this is kind of him explaining, this is just more stuff, just more modular pieces that he's made, right? So, modular or unique, what is it? Okay, and so this is kind of the concept art that I've kind of based my idea off of for my cathedral. So, I'm going to start by showing off, this means unique. Okay, so these are the unique pieces that I'm going to be building that isn't going to be repeated throughout the level. So, you got the top part here. I mean, this is nowhere else. I'm going to be building that one time, right? This broken wall here, this is going to be a unique piece because, this side and this side are going to be the same, okay? But this side that you're going to see is not, or sorry, it's going to be broken, right? So theoretically, I could just duplicate this and move it over onto this side. So it's possible. It's very, 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 very possible that I might do that. So it's an option. Okay. What else is there? This front here. I mean, do you see how this broken roof here on this side? It's gonna be really difficult because to make this look different and unique and not symmetrical, you need these unique areas. So that's why this is going to be a unique piece, right? And same goes with the front here, right? So the front here is going to be unique for sure because look at all these, the way that this wall is broken. There's not going to be a cylinder broken wall like this anywhere else in this environment that I'm building. Alright, so modular pieces, right? So these are all my modular pieces. So all of my little grave or tombstones that I have here, these are all going to be modular. I'm going to be building probably, I've actually already built, I think, 11 or something, which was complete overkill, by the way. I don't know why I went crazy and I built a crap ton of tombstones. I probably should just go and kill a few and just use like 4, to be honest. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them around the level, place them around the scene, right? So that's going to be modular, okay? This pillar right here is going to be modular because I'm going to build it one here. It's going to be used right here. This piece right here is actually going to be modular as well. Okay, this is a broken piece of this. So I'm going to build one of these and I'm probably going to, change it up and put one maybe down here or the second or third one or something and put, so it's going to be used. We'll see. Okay. And what else is going to be modular? So yeah, so this piece is going to be modular. There's like 1 or 2 or 3 of them. So I'm just going to model one, duplicate them. Up here, it's going to be modular as well. So just, again, build one, duplicate. Build one of these, duplicate. Right? Build one of those, duplicate. And this is like a tree, right? So I'm just going to build one tree. Right? Rotate it, scale it, and that's it. That should fill my scene. Right? So, I planned it all out. Now I know these are my unique pieces, these are my modular pieces. Okay? And because this is kind of like a main attraction, right? This area right here, I need to make sure that this looks good and it's unique. And that's why I'm modeling that first. Now, you're going to notice that in my scene, I did not build this broken wall here. And because I don't want this project to go too long, I want to finish this project, I'm scaling back how much I want to do, right? So try and keep that in mind because it's always nice to kind of hop onto new things, finish a project, move on to something new to kind of keep motivation going, right? Really, really important. And especially when I have a full-time job, it's really hard for me to put time aside to create videos like this and to model. Okay, so kind of went on a tangent there. Moving on. So now that you've figured out what's modular, what's unique, okay, and so that's just for environments. So I'm going to finish with the environments right now. The next step is starting to start blocking. Okay, some people call it white or gray blocking, white blocking, gray blocking. So for environments, that's what you're doing. You're going to start white boxing or gray boxing. For props, you start to model the base shape, right? You just start to model the base shape. So I'm just going to quickly kind of show you guys this. I really wish that I kept all of my old like my gray block. Let me see if I don't know. Like I used to have yeah, see, so there's like no more layers here. But I used to have like literally everything was boxes. Like back here was box. This whole piece on the side here was just box. And then I said, and you know what, I need to start defining the shapes a little bit more. So I started to define it. Like this is not finished, by the way. This is no details, very little details. It's just kind of like, okay, so what's kind of like my shape and how is my scale, right? Um, and that's the most important thing about white boxing and gray boxing and creating your basic shape is don't get lost in the details, right? Don't get lost in the details. Like I've already started detailing this area, right? But that's because I already finished the white boxing phase. And because I finished the white boxing phase, I know that, you know what, I'm happy with this door scale. I'm happy. You know, I feel like this handle for this door is good. You know, it's in the right spot for a proper human being to pull the door open, right? Um, so I mean, all you have to do is just I mean, for me, I grabbed this from like an instructor or something back when I was going to school, and I still kept it. All you really need is just a human scale. You can probably find one online somewhere for free. And just throw it into your scene, right? Throw it into your scene, figure out the sizing of, you know, your gun that you're creating, making sure that the handle's not too big, you creating your vehicle so that it makes sense that someone actually fits inside your vehicle, things like that. For environments, you want to like gray block everything really quickly, and then you want to throw it into like Unreal or the engine that you're going to be rendering it in, so that you can make sure that things are lining up properly and look proper, okay? So that's kind of the last step there, right? You know, it's such an important step, you know, so don't get lost in the details. Establish the scale that you want. Make sure that everything looks good. And that's pretty much it. You know, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like it, you know, press the like button. Comments are greatly appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you guys want more videos. And guys, you know, I've been noticing that the channel's been very quiet lately. Comments, guys. Like, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like these videos, tell me. If you guys don't, tell me that you guys don't. Tell me how do I improve things. You know, I love to talk to you guys, and you know, I've been finding tons of inspiration all over the internet, and so that's why I wanted to create this for you guys. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your time. Keep it real. Peace out.